I became a director in 2012, and I told God that anything that involves lesbianism and serious sex scenes, I would never take them. So I got this job I think in 2020, just before COVID. I think COVID started late January 2020, just before COVID. And I was asked that I must shoot those scenes because it has multiple sex scenes, and the producer insisted that I must shoot it exactly the way it is. And I told her, I said I won't do it. And she told me to my face that I'll make sure you don't work anywhere in this industry anymore. And after COVID, I didn't work for another 4 months.
Courageous Living by Henry-Egbo, a book that unlocks destinies and inspires you to live your life at the highest possible volume.
Hello and welcome to Courageous Living Podcast. On this podcast, we have one plan, one mission, and that is to sow the seeds of courage in your hearts today. Today, we're talking about the entertainment industry. Now, this is the industry that paints the picture of imagination in the hearts of people. Is it possible to be in this industry and still be clean? Because these days it seems like behind the closed doors of entertainment industry is lots and lots of mess. Like we have seen in the PDD saga, right? But is it possible to be there and honor God behind closed doors? My guest today is a veteran in the entertainment industry. He has seen quite a lot. He will be sharing his story with us today. He's on the Courageous Living couch. His name is Christmas. Hi, Christmas.
Hi.
Can I say Merry Christmas? It's not Christmas.
I get that a lot, so it's okay. You can as well say Merry Christmas, and I would reply you the way I usually reply everybody. I'll say Happy Salah.
Good to have you, Christmas.
Lovely being here.
How long have you been in the entertainment industry, and what exactly do you do?
Okay. This is 2025. I've been in the industry since 2002. That's
Wow.
23 years now.
23 years.
Yes.
So you've seen lots of ropes. You've seen a lot of things happening.
Well, you can say that I've seen quite, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay, so what do you do? What role do you play?
Okay. Presently, I work solely as a director, but I've also modeled. I've also worked as an actor, and sometimes now I still work as an actor based on the producer.
Okay, so you're majorly a director now.
Yeah, major league director.
So now I'm just going to go straight to the point. Is it possible to be in the entertainment industry anywhere in the world and be clean and be honorable behind closed doors?
It is very, very possible because every world you find yourself. I think the way God has created this world is that there's always two sides to everything. Okay. There's always the good side and there's always the bad side. Even we as human beings, we have our good side and we have our bad side. So every world you find yourself, there's always the good side and the bad side. So in the entertainment industry, so also it is. There are some people who have been here, and since I've known them, I've met quite a number of people. There are some people who are exceptional, and I can name a few for you. There's this certain producer that I had worked with for, I think, about 15 years now. At first, I started as a script supervisor for him. Now I direct for him. His name is Jerry Siche. That man is quite a wonderful soul. Trust me. I saw him give birth to his first child. I saw him move from nothing to something, and in all of it, he has been one person that I take as a mentor.
Okay.
So in every business, there's always the good side and the bad side.
Yeah, I think, like I always say, there's no dirty house, right? If people living in a house are dirty, the house is going to be dirty. If clean people move in, the house is going to be clean. So if we don't have people with the right values in the entertainment industry, it's going to be dirty because we cannot leave this industry to the devil.
Definitely.
We have to fight for it, right?
Yeah.
So but what are some of the challenges people who would want to live an honorable life in front of the cameras and behind closed doors face? What are some of the challenges they face in the industry?
Okay, I'm going to speak from my own personal experience. I remember when I first transitioned from a PA to a script supervisor. And for quite a number of years, I would say probably for 2 years stretch, I didn't get a job. I didn't get a job. And this was due to the fact that when I became a script supervisor, the first job I did, I uncovered a scheme to actually, siphon money from the company I was working with at the time. The PM at the time, that's the production manager at the time, was given money to get a generator set for production, and the generator set cost, I think at the time, cost around 3 million. But he told the production outfit that it was 6 million, and so they had planned to share the money amongst themselves. But I was able to uncover it, and I went straight to the owner of the company, and I told the owner of the company exactly what was going on, and that was where my trouble started. Because the production manager actually, and one thing about the industry is news flies very fast. So the production manager, being somebody who was very influential, actually told some of his colleagues, and the information just went around in the industry at the time, and nobody wanted to touch me, not even with a 6 foot pole.
So how did you feed during the period?
During that period, then I was still in school anyway, because I was, and production was literally paying for my school then. So I had to switch into modeling. I had to switch into modeling at the time, and I think that was in the early 2000s, because I did some couple of jobs at the time that was very helpful, and because of it, I was able to work my way back into it, because when people saw that I was doing well with modeling, and when they call for interview for crew members like that, I go down, they're like, I know your face. I saw your face on the billboard, and I'm like, yes, that's me. So I think that fame brought me back into the industry. That was how I was able.
So that was a huge price to pay for diligence.
If I don't have that fame, I don't think I'll be able to find my way back. Because so many people have gone down that road, and they were never able to make it back.
So have you been faced with situations where you had to choose your values over mediocrity again after then?
Several times. Okay, I've gotten, as a director, I've gotten a script where we have sex scenes, and the producer wants you to play the sex scene out exactly the way it should be. And I'm like, I will not do that. Because I told myself, I became a director in 2012, and I told God that anything that involves lesbianism and serious sex scenes, I would never take them. So I got this job in 2020, just before COVID. I think COVID started late January 2020, just before COVID. And I was asked that I must shoot those scenes, because it has multiple sex scenes, and the producer insisted that I must shoot it exactly the way it is. And I told her, I said I won't do it. And she told me to my face that I'll make sure you don't work anywhere in this industry anymore. I'm telling you, that's what she told me. But COVID came, and I think COVID lasted for 4 or 5 months. And after COVID, I didn't work for another 4 months.
Was it you not working? Was it related to her?
Not really. I know she spoke to one or two, because I had a call from one or two people who were, influential people in the industry that mentored me, and they were telling me, why did you do this? Why did you? And I told them, I said, look, I can't sell my values. This is what I have chosen to do.
The key word is you can't sell your values.
I can't. One thing about me is I'm a pretty straightforward person. If I tell you no, my no is no. I think it would take my grandfather, who is now dead, to actually change my mind whenever I say no to something. So for me, I was never going to quiver. I was never even going to shift ground on that issue. So I think after then, in 2021, January 2021, the lady came back calling again.
The same lady who said you would never work. Wow.
Yes.
You see why sticking to your value works at the end of the day?
Yes.
It pays.
Because she told me something. She said one of the reasons why she called me is because I am somebody who I always want the best for what I do. And when I say my no is no. When I say no, my no is no.
I think one of the things, based on this our conversation, people who are in this industry and want to keep the right values, one of the things they need to do is be very good at what they do.
You see,
Tell me about that.
one thing about it is, if you're not as good as you should be, then people can push you around. But when you know exactly what you're doing, and you know your job like the back of your hand, nobody can push you around.
They'll go and come back.
Nobody can push you around. These days, I reject jobs sometimes probably because the fee is not good, probably because I'm not comfortable with one or two scenes in there, or probably because I'm not comfortable with one or two actors. Because I do reject jobs because of actors sometimes. Because of some actors have nasty characters. When I mean nasty characters, you come on set, you talk to the crew members the way you should not speak to the crew member. I take my crew members very serious, so I reject jobs because of that. But you still see these people still call you back because they know you are good at what you do.
And I think this goes takes us somewhere else, right? Because sometimes when people say I'm a Christian, they think the anointing will substitute for skill. Can we talk about that?
Okay, first things first, what is Christianity? Christianity is being Christ-like. I always try so hard to stay away from people who say they are Christians.
Okay.
I avoid them a lot because 90% of people who tell you they are Christians can't even act like Christ.
So
Trust
tell
me.
me, why do you avoid them?
The thing there is, when you go to our churches these days, everybody's so quick to say they are Christians.
Yeah.
But when they see the next man suffering, they are not willing to help. I go to church. I serve God. I love Christ. I keep telling anybody who cares to listen, who ask me, I tell them I'm a churchgoer. And I go to church, I listen to my sermon, and I get out of the place. Because you can't even trust the man who is on the pulpit praying. It might be easier for you to get into heaven before that person will get into heaven. So whatever God will judge us with, only God knows. The only commandment that Christ gave us was love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you love your neighbor, I don't think you want to see your neighbor suffering and want to walk away from it.
So you're more interested in seeing the fruits of the people than seeing the label of Christianity.
Exactly. So
makes
for
sense.
me, getting that out of the way, saying Christians, I would say people who believe in Christ.
Yeah.
That's the word I will use. For me, when I look at people who are Christians who are in our business, people who behave like Christ who are in our business, it is easy for you to see their values. They put it all on the table. Whenever they come to, okay, I worked with a young producer recently. Before we started production, we went through everything we wanted to do. And when we got on set, she will tell you, director, sir. And she's very polite with the way she talks to everybody around her, to the production assistant. And you could see that this person is Christ-like. Because what she gives is what she takes. What she takes is what she gives. People like that, when they call me any day, anytime, even if I have other scripts on my table, I will honor them first because of the values they put into it. But with people like that, they hardly get the opportunity they should get, because I think the environment we are in is so toxic. Most especially the entertainment industry is so toxic that we tend to value toxicity over reality, which is one bad thing about the industry. So for me, being Christ-like, and you want to be in the industry, you have to make sure you are good at your craft.
Yeah.
Be very good at your
So
craft.
nobody can argue with
you.
how
Exactly.
good you are.
Exactly.
Like you say, golden fish has no hiding
no
place.
hiding place. But if you're a crappy person, you are not really good at what you do, you'll be forced to fall in line
Okay.
with what others do.
Okay. So based on what you're saying right now, being good at what you do is the first thing you need to have if you're going
First
into
step.
the entertainment industry
First
and
step.
you want to keep your values, right?
Yes.
What's the second thing?
See, the second thing is your attitude to work.
Okay.
You might be good at what you do, and the way you relate with people around you would make people want to avoid you. Okay, for instance, anybody who has worked with me know I have temper. I have a very short temper. I set off very easily. Sometime in 2014, I was on an Mnet set, and we were working. Then the line producer was my in-law. at the time. And the producer is somebody who is like an older brother to me, a very popular actor. I was doing tantrums while we were on that set because each time I see somebody being cheated, I am so quick to jump into the conversation to always want to fight for that person and all of that. And everybody saw me like I am trouble. And after we finished that, because the production lasted 9 months, and after we finished that production, when they were about to film season 2, I called my the lady who is the line producer at the time, and she told me, Christmas, you are good at what you do, but because of the trouble you bring, I don't think I would like to call to work with you again. And I'm like, okay, so it's all because I defend the weak, I defend those who can't speak for themselves. She said, no, the way you go about it is wrong. That you don't need to throw tantrums before you defend them. What you can do is you can write your mail, send your mail to the channel, and the channel will take it off from there. But doing tantrums, you disrupt the set and all whatever. And I think that was my first lesson about putting my temper in check.
You learnt your lesson.
Yes.
Because she was honest with you.
With me. And that is because she was my in-law at the time.
Okay.
I think if it was somebody she wasn't really close to,
She might not
probably advise that person that way. So she told me, and I was at home for like I think another 2 months before another Mnet production came calling, Battleground at the time. So I went on Battleground, but I learned my lesson from there.
You were different.
Yes, and I think since then, I instead of me to get angry, I just look at the situation, and I look at the right channel to direct my anger towards instead of disrupting the
So
set.
that challenge made you better.
Yeah, it made me even a better person in my own life.
Oh.
So attitude when you're on set, no matter how good you are, you need to have the right attitude.
So the first thing is you need to be good at what you do.
What you do,
Secondly,
yes.
you need to have the right attitude.
Yes,
So what's the
that's
third thing you want to tell the person to?
your personality. Your personality. See, you can't detach a person from their personality. When I mean you can't detach a person from your personality is when you are asked to do something and you know this thing will cost you 10 naira, please tell whoever is in charge that it's 10 naira. Because the moment you start beating around in circles, trying to get something out of it, trust me, 90% of the time it backfires. I've been there, I've done it, so I know. So usually what I will do is I'll tell this person, look, this thing will cost you 10 naira, but for my services of making it work for you,
Yeah.
you have to probably pay me this.
Okay. That's more honorable.
Yes. Because I feel for my talent and for my skill, you need to pay me for my skill, because that's the only thing that puts food on my table. Film is literally the only work I do. Though I have little businesses that I do to sustain me, but film is literally the only
So
thing
how
I
did
do.
you learn this lesson to tell the person you need to pay me for this difference that I'm adding to it instead of just trying to corner your way? How did you learn it?
I'll tell you this story. I worked with a producer that was she likes to cut corners a lot. Like if you tell her this thing is 10 naira, she will always want to beat it down. And I noticed it about her. So whenever she needs something and she tells me, oh, Christmas, can we get this thing? If it's 10, I'll just tell her it's 15 naira. Then we might go back and forth on it. Then she eventually probably pay 12 naira, and I'll probably get 2 naira from it. And I'm like, we did this for probably a year and a half. Then she later found out. I think I gave a job to an editor, and she called the editor asking for the trailer of the job. And the editor was like, I can't give you the trailer of this job unless you pay me. And she was like, pay you for what? We paid you XYZ amount of money. You should be giving us a trailer. And the editor was like, that's not the amount you paid me. Call Director Christmas and ask him. That's not the amount he gave to me. Though he didn't tell them the amount I paid him, but they called me, and I felt really, really bad at the time. And what I told the producer was like, look, it's because you like to cut corners, you like to cut costs. That's why I decided to do this. Because if I'd asked you, because I know I'll still go to the studio to sit down with the editor.
Yeah.
And if I ask you to pay for my
Services,
studio,
yeah.
studio time, you will not want to pay for it. So the remaining amount of money that came out of it, because I had to tell her the amount I paid, the remaining amount of money that came out of it is for my own studio time. And she said, you should have told me.
Yeah.
If you had told me and I say no,
That's a different
then
case.
we can now, we can now start going back and forth on it. But that's because I'm this kind of person. I learn from my mistakes a lot.
I just noticed that in our conversation. That's fantastic.
I don't let it happen. I don't let things happen to me twice. I try so hard to make sure things don't happen to me twice. So since after that time, I'll be very plain with you. Look, this is what it will cost. This is what it will cost. But for me to make it work, you have to pay me XYZ amount of money. So
And they have a choice to pay you or
see,
not.
it's either you do it with me or you go somewhere else. Because I always believe that if I give you a cost on my talent, you can't find it anywhere else. Because I try as much as possible to be as low as I can be for whoever I'm working with, because I want to make it as easy as it is,
want to
as
make
it
it
should
work.
be for them. So if I give you 10 naira, go and find it anywhere else. Anybody who is as good as I am will probably take higher than that. That's the way I see things.
Oh, that's very good. And I'm really enjoying this conversation. So now tell me, what are the major challenges people who want to be honorable in the industry face?
One, you must have another source of income, because there are times when you might probably not get a job for a very long time
Okay.
based on your values. Make sure you have another source of income. I always advise anybody who wants to come into it to. Two, you'll be called all kinds of names. If you're not careful, people will see you and will say things behind your back. Like, you hear things that people say behind your back, and you are amazed, like, man, I was just trying to be as honorable as I should be. But yet they will see you as the. So if you can't stand the heat of the kitchen, then don't go into the kitchen. So if you know you are a very emotional person, don't even, if you are a honorable person and you are emotional, don't go into it. Because I'm a very emotional person, but I've learned to lock my emotion and just toss it away whenever it comes to production. So if you're a very emotional person, don't even go into it, because 90% of most people in the industry, the industry is all about attention.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lies fly around. Most actors that you see will come and tell you, I have this, I have that, I have this. Trust me, when you look at their background, you find out half of the thing they are telling you they don't own. I can call some few names, some veterans who are still in this business. Anybody who is honorable and has perfected the act of locking away their emotions, trust me, they will be on top of the game. No matter how long it took them to get there, but they would still. You see, your honesty would give you longevity in the business. You see those that have lied about their personality, that have lied about their lifestyle, they are no longer in the business. Any veteran you see in the business today is because they be very truthful to themselves and to the business from day one.
True. So now you're saying that it is possible for honorable people to get into the entertainment industry, succeed at it long term, and not compromise. Is that possible?
Very, very very possible. Very, very possible.
Very possible. Thank you so much, Christmas.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Christmas, for having this conversation with us. The truth is this: we shouldn't leave the entertainment industry for dishonorable people. The only reason it is dishonorable to some people is because people there are not honorable. So if you're honorable and you have the gift, you have the anointing, you are able to be in entertainment, jump in and do your part, okay? So it is possible, we've heard from Christmas, it is possible to be honorable, to keep your values and still blow in the entertainment industry. That's it on Courageous Living Podcast today. Now, you know what to do. Like our channel, subscribe to our channel, like our content, share it with your family and friends so that we'll keep on sowing and littering the world with the seeds of courage. I'm Alma. Bye.
Courageous Living by Henry-Egbo. A book that unlocks destinies and inspires you to live your life at the highest possible value.